What's going on, everybody? Go New Profits Family Constrictors. Y'all ain't know that. Not but family and friends in the stream. I have some guests tonight that I want to bring in early. Let me kill the volume on that so you don't hear that. How unprofessional. I would slap me if I were you all. Wow, I'm going to bring on an awesome team right now that is going to join the Christmas giveaway game show that we're going to do. And that is the team of Exquisite Exotics. I'm going to add them to the stream. Okay. It cuts me off that way. I'm going to try something. I'm totally new to this. All right. We'll do it that way. So, hi, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
I'm super excited. Now, when I first talked to them, they told me that, they'd like to get involved with this. And I wasn't sure what they were going to do, how they're going to do it. Didn't care, just excited that they're on board. These are people that I watch all the time. I try, although I missed their last video that was like most important, but I try to watch them all the time. I really do. I think you know that. I think I try to catch you early. You know what I mean? I'm always up early, and I usually catch for some reason. You must have went late on that day, like I suggested.
We did. We took your advice. We started switching to 11:30 Eastern time, so that you could be late.
It's not good for me, but it's good for everybody else. it's bad time for me. So at first you told me one snake there you were talking about. Why don't you tell me about that? You told me one snake, and I didn't exactly remember. I kind of thought it was a pinstripe het ultramelt. If I'm right, I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was going to be a pinstripe het ultramelt male that we were going to do in the giveaway originally. And then we thought, Christmas spirit, 2020 sucked. Let's do something a little nicer. And we had a clutch of 3 female pods. So we were like, you know what? We'll just let one of them go instead.
That's pretty awesome.
Because who can't do with an extra visual recessive female, right? If you're interested in ball pythons, I'm pretty sure everybody can use an extra visual recessive female of pretty much every recessive gene.
I've already sat down and thought about, well, how can I get like the het ultramelt pinstripe? That's nice, but I have a hypo pinstripe that's 100% het for ultramelt myself. So for me, it's an awesome snake, but I'm sure it'd be great for somebody else because I've already got that male myself. But then when you said a female pied, I'm like, well, who can't use a female pied? Unfortunately, we can't get in on these contests because, if I'm being honest, the games could be rigged, and they just might be.
Yeah, listen, we can
go more than anybody. So,
of those 3 female pies out of the clutch, we're keeping 2, so everybody can use more female pies.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's really very cool of you. I don't know how to put pictures up here or anything like that, and I'm not going to ask if you want to run down and grab anything, but you can definitely check out this snake by going over there to their channel. Now, keep in mind, everybody, that when we do these giveaways, that this is about building community as well as building our own channels. We're not trying to lose subscribers. We're trying to gain. We're trying to be part of something. And all of you in here right now, from the newest person to the oldest person in the community, is a stepping stone forward for each other. You know what I mean? This is how the community can really work, and we keep each other in check, which is a really good thing. I've been told some stuff like, hey, maybe you shouldn't keep your snakes on newspaper. And, because there was a point that I was keeping snakes on newspaper. And I was like, it's fine. But, I looked deeper into it, found out a few things. It's not necessarily the ink, but it's the chemicals they use to clean the printers and things like that transfer over that could be an issue. And I was like, look, I don't want to have that problem. So you can learn stuff, and there's nobody kind of, ahead of somebody else. DA Exotics, welcome. Jeff Edwards, what? He's not in here. What? No way. Haven't seen this guy in a while. He's a heck of a dude. I like this guy. Nice. That is the right Jeff, right, DA? Exotics? Sorry. Anyway, so I appreciate you joining in here, and you guys are a really, really awesome part of the community, and I really love how y'all's mind works. I really listen to you. Some people that I'm watching what they're doing, you know what I mean, because they're funner to watch. I'm probably funner to watch and listen to, you know what I mean? It's not working great up here all the time. But you guys really thoroughly do things, and I love that. I love how you went the extra mile, right down with the prevenamite it was. You're calling him up, you're heckling the guy. You know what I mean? I love that. I really do. It's important.
That's totally. It's just my personality. So like I work in an engineering field, so things got to be fully
Meticulous.
meticulous, fully researched before we implement them. Now, that's not to say I am always learning something new. I will never ever consider myself an expert in anything. I always feel like you've always got something to learn, and most people, when they consider themselves experts, just stop learning, and I think that's a terrible trait. So there's always something more you can learn, but I am very meticulous to a fault sometimes.
Well, I like that. I'm a lot like that as well, but I have to be to manage my house and my life. You know, I really have to be like that. And I'm winging it. I feel like I'm winging it, but I really know that I'm actually planning everything out and somehow keeping it together. I have no idea how that happens. So you guys are giving away a female pie.
Yes.
Okay, and you're going to cover shipping, all that kind of stuff for the.
Shipping's all covered. And I know we didn't mention in our video, but we know that not everybody is a ball python person. So if by chance somebody wins who's not a ball python person, we also produce crested geckos, and we're willing to do the exact same value in any crested gecko that we have currently up for sale as well, if you're not interested in the hide.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know there's a lot of people in here that are definitely interested in cresties and geckos in general too. So that's really, really cool. Wow. So everybody, another reason to get over there and, you know, share these channels and share these videos. You just put out a video last Saturday. Go over there, Exquisite Exotics. I will go over and find your channel right now while we're talking, and I'll put a link down there in case anybody hasn't gone over and checked y'all out yet. I want them to go over there and subscribe because, again, all the people that have donated, that's going to be a caveat. You definitely don't have to be subscribed to their channels. Again, this is about building community and each other. And wow, a big thumbs up on their videos as well for putting up Hide or one of their cresties. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right.
We've
so
had, I think everybody's had so
Yeah.
everybody's deserves to get something good this year.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And it has been such a crappy year. You know, the thing is, too, put the politics aside, which I think we all can easily do here. It's just been a crappy year. It doesn't matter which way you wanted to vote. It has nothing to do with it. It's just been crappy. Politics, I do believe, played a lot in what's going on with this whole year and how they handle things. But at the same time, we are the ones that have paid the price. I mean, it's been tough. We didn't get to go to Hawaii and have any big meetings on what we're going to do with the government. I wish we did. That would have been nice.
We have friends and family we haven't gotten to see because of, COVID, not being able to travel to go see people. That we have friends in other countries that we haven't gotten to go see that we were planning on seeing, and trips have gotten canceled and then canceled again and then rescheduled and canceled. Holidays coming up. Holidays are going to be hard to see everybody wants to see. It's just not a great year, no matter.
And it's
politics aside, it's just not a great year for
holidays. Every year around the holidays is a hard time for a lot of people out there. It's a lot of people that are, that are going through a lot of stuff this year, especially this year alone. And anything that can brighten up a day is awesome. And there's so many awesome channels right now doing things like this. And I really like seeing the community go this way. Why don't you tell everybody about how long you've been doing this and what got you into it? I also want to know how you two met.
How we met?
Oh, that's a weird.
17 years ago. That's a long time.
Yeah, Holly was. We've been together a long time. Holly was 17 and I was 19 when we met. So we've been together quite a bit, like basically our entire adult lives. So.
Me and my wife been together for 24 years, and in January 24 years.
Met at a mutual friend's party. As kids, yeah. Let's see, how do we get started? So I've been keeping exotic pets of all kinds most of my life. I've always been more of an exotic pet person than a simple cat dog person, though you probably hear in the background the bell jingling. That's our cat walking around. And I had a water dragon. My first reptile was a water dragon. I had him for 17 years. And then
you had him like when I met you.
Yep. So I had him for a long, long time. And then I got into the saltwater aquarium hobby for 5 or 6 years. Did saltwater aquarium stuff. And then growing up, the only rule my mom had for pets, because I always wanted pets, was no snakes. And it just kind of dawned on me one day that I was an adult and I could have snakes. So I went and got one.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was looking at, you know, I kind of wanted to do something for the future, for retirement, start our own business now so that we have something to run in retirement that we can do as kind of a fun side thing. And I just kind of tossed out the idea to Holly, like, hey, what about breeding crested geckos? Actually, is where we started. Was the idea of just breeding crested geckos. And
now,
then,
did Holly have any interaction with reptiles prior to meeting you? I mean, I know it was many years ago and you were pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, I was always a cat person, and I would probably be a crazy cat lady if we
Two
were
thumbs
together.
up. I'm a crazy cat person.
But my brother had a ball python growing up, and so I mean, I was very familiar with it. I mean, and we fed live, so I mean, I saw that from a young age. So none of this really bothered me or anything like that. I love turtles. I love turtles a lot, and tortoises. Never owned one, but just one of those things. You know what I mean? One of your favorite animals. Thing. So I never shied away from that. I mean, there's definitely some, you know, the stereotype that women don't necessarily like, you know, snakes and spiders and things like that. And I've had a lot of friends say that I must be a good wife to allow so many snakes in the house.
But the reality is she does most of the cleaning for the snakes. So she's handling them far more often than I
get bit way more often.
That is true.
Oh, nice. Well, you know, I love that. I love seeing women in the hobby. I think women in the hobby do so much more for the hobby than men do. I've said that in videos years ago too. I mean, multiple videos I've said this in. They really do. I think they're a lot easier to approach in any kind of a setting, especially if you're out at like a show or something like that. And we all know how we all feel about the shows. It's such a scary thing, and we can talk about that at a later date. But you know, it's one of those things where, sorry, this thing just fell off there. It's one of those things where I'm losing track where I was. Thanks. I wasn't supposed to fall. Oh man, sorry, brain farted. But when
women in the
well, I didn't want to go. I wanted to keep that track anyway. The reason why I stopped, I started thinking about something else, is because I'm getting off the track of where we got going. And when you first started with the geckos, did you think, hey, I want to produce enough of these that I can kind of pay for itself? Or right away with the geckos, did you think this is a little business that I want to get into for retirement? Or is it just something that kind of just snowballed and evolved over the years?
Our thought process from the beginning was, can we possibly turn this into something that we have a passion for, which is exotic animals?
So right from the get-go, you guys were like, let's do this. We're going to have them anyway. Let's
see if we can make this profitable or not. And if it doesn't, what's the worst case scenario? We still got to hang out with some really cool animals that we love anyway. So it's not a win-lose scenario. It's a win-win no matter what happens, you know? Whether it becomes successful or not, excuse me, whether it's successful or not, it's still a win-win for us, because for me, every time I go down and handle snakes, I'm still happy that I'm down there handling the snakes. Every time we have a clutch of babies, I still get giddy waiting for them to pip so that I can cut them every single time. So,
I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't get that. I mean, it really is that way. And a lot of people start off where, you know, I just want to kind of pay for my hobby, so I can breed a few snakes and I can pay for my hobby. But it really can easily turn into a nice small business, you know, done right. You know, it really can. And
it can be
you're always told, do what you love, do what you love, do what you love. I spent 17 years as a sales consultant for a window company, and it was go, 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 go. And I hated it. I hated every second of it. So doing what you love definitely helps. It definitely helps. It's a lot easier to get up in the morning, a lot easier to get out there and do it, for sure.
And look, there's a ton of fun in having a hobby, like you said, that pays for itself too. Like when I was doing saltwater aquariums, growing up corals, selling corals, and having corals pay for part of my hobby was fantastic, because that's an expensive hobby. So even if you're just keeping snakes because you love them and you want to have snakes, breeding them occasionally, you know, a couple pairs a year, and get a little money to help pay for feed for rats is a fantastic hobby to have. Anytime you can have a hobby for free, it's a win.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. So, where are you based out of?
Maryland. near geez,
We're an hour outside of Baltimore.
and an hour outside of DC.
Mhm. So it's like, I mean, Frederick's the biggest city next to us. It's not even really a city.
Yeah.
But if you've probably heard of Frederick, the
Maybe not.
Keys, Francis Scott Key kind of thing. But
I'd
yeah,
be in DC at museums all the time if I were you guys. That's
you
all
know, so many, because I mean, we're born I say born and raised, born in Pennsylvania, raised Maryland kind of thing, because Pennsylvania's right there. But you know, when you've grown up here, yeah, you see the Baltimore Harbor a lot. You see
right.
DC a lot. So,
But the reality is, as close as we are to that stuff, we live out in the middle of nowhere. Like right near us, not too far from us, is a rodeo. Like we're really, really out and far in the
So
country.
you're out there too. Yeah, I can relate. I live out in the middle of nowhere as myself.
yeah, when you say how far away you have to go for like groceries and stuff, I'm like, wow, I thought we had to drive far, you know, when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Well, and that's part of the issue too, is why my wife is kind of just ready to kind of move from this area, not necessarily this area, but our exact area. We're keeping the property out there and everything else. It's just going to become kind of like our summer place to go, especially if we go out of state. And we have a lot of family and roots here, so it's not like we're leaving here for good. But yeah, I don't know if I would go. I can't go any farther north. I got to go a lot farther south. So I'm not moving to your state. And you're expensive state too, Mayor.
You were going to talk about West Virginia. That's not very far from us.
Yeah,
No,
we're about
I don't know if I could live in West Virginia. I think I'd still be in the same position I'm in here, just maybe with a little bit better scenery with the rolling hills, but and the houses are so cheap. But we'd be in the same position where my wife kind of really just wants to be a little bit closer to things. You know, we don't want it to be an all-day thing to go and run and get something. That is kind of tough. A little
And
bit.
Maryland's super expensive. Like it's expensive to live.
Yeah. I don't envy that. They tax the crud out of you.
No, don't get me started.
We've
So bad.
definitely talked about retirement, less taxes upon retirement, because it's just
and even that, we're still like you. Like FedEx Hub is an hour away from us. So just running, you know, if you have to, we normally do FedEx come and pick up from us, because taking 2 hours to run an animal out to ship, you know, hour out, hour back is just
I'd rather just
unfeasible.
pay the fee to ship your reptiles to have
Yeah,
them.
and I have a good relationship with my FedEx lady. She puts the box right up in front with her. So if she's cold, then, you know, she's going to have the heat on, and she knows. And she's really good. And she's told the subs that, hey, there's a snake guy. You might have to go by and pick up. And they're like, what? Snakes? And they know all about it. And by the time they get here, they, you know, how quick they want to get in and out and everything. Well, when they come here, even the ones that are afraid still want to look through at least the glass and see some snakes, you know. So they take a couple extra seconds, which is nice.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's far away. I get that. I just haven't come pick it up myself.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it.
I do want to tell you there's some other people and what they got going on and what they're interested in. I'm sure they'll jump on the show at some point, if not tonight, maybe the following Thursday. Do we have time? Yeah, following Thursday. But now, I'm not sure, Iron Dog, if you're in here, you can correct me. I'm not sure if it's the Iron Animal Show donating or if it's Justin from My Animal House donating, but they're donating a shirt and sticker, which is really awesome. I'm doing the same to their channel as well. We have myself. I'm going to be donating a female spider. She's a cool, beautiful snake, beautiful snake. My season got so screwy with that. Well, we're not going to go there. It's festive. Be happy. I was so upset.
Darn construction.
All that work, all this stuff, and you know, who knows. But regardless, I'll be putting in a female spider, as well as we have Wally from Supreme Gecko, who I'm not exactly sure. He was going to try and come on tonight, but he had some other things he had to do. He's going to jump on hopefully next week if he can. He's so busy with that 12 Days of Christmas. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but oh my gosh. I mean, there's over $5,000 worth of prizes and gifts that they're just handing out over the next so many days.
I wanted to watch this video today, but I saw it was a half an hour and went, there is no way I have a half an hour today to get to watch it as much as I wanted to.
I agree. It's so hard to watch a video longer than 15 minutes, especially for me. That's why I always cut yours all in the morning, because I'm up early in the morning, every morning, and I have it on while I'm getting ready or whatever. I can listen. It's real easy. But you miss a lot of views that way because people aren't up yet. And by the time they wake up, all these other videos stacked above yours, they never scroll down far enough to see that you put one out too. So,
yeah.
Well, that's because, again, we're up at like 4 or 5 in the morning And he's like, let's get this rolling. Let's get it moving.
Get the
Let's
work
get it. And then start up.
It's the best time of the day. Like for me, well, I don't know if I'd want my wife, and I don't know if my wife would want me to get up at the same time as well, because I think I like that first hour in the morning to myself, the quiet outside, the forest and deer run around, turkeys are running around, goofy stuff like that. I like that kind of selfish me time sometimes, which is kind of nice, and that's really the reason why I get up all early. I mean, I can pretty much pick my times on what I'm doing, but I like getting up early. Works out easier that way. So now also there are some other people that were talking about doing some stuff, and I'm not sure if they're going to or not. I know my neighbor Rob, who I haven't seen him jump in here yet. He was interested, and he was asking me questions about, hey, can I get some shirts made up of your shirts and put them into the giveaway as well? So as the weeks go on, people might add some stuff. But I want to thank you all very much. You did not have to step up and throw a female pride in there, but I'm glad you did. And what's really nice about this is that Iron Dog Reptiles channel and Justin from My Animal House, they're doing their Christmas show. I'm pretty sure they already got a snake in there and a bunch of other stuff as well, shirts and things like that. I'm a shirt junkie. People donate shirts and stuff for your brand in some of these giveaways so that I can try and win one. Not mine, because, well, mine too if you want, but I can't win my own. But don't be afraid to run over to Wally's over there, Supreme Geckos. You might not want it, but you can probably still donate something in there. Go over there to My Animal House and Iron Dog Reptile Show. Go over there and donate a shirt or sticker or something towards that. Maybe you can help out with shipping. Definitely give, and it will come back to you tenfold. The feeling is really awesome. So thank you for stepping up and putting an amazing snake in there. If you haven't checked it out, please go check out their latest video. Again, I'll stick their link in here. I'm not real hip on these computers and stuff.
Sorry, I've got Holly over here trying to keep track of comments, and I haven't heard anything. So
I haven't even
No, I'm not. I looked down and then I looked up. So I'm sorry.
Everybody's going to be upset at me. I haven't been able to check all the comments because I wanted to talk to y'all, and I already kind of skipped over what I was thinking. And I do that from time to time. My wife told me to tell you all that a long time ago, and I never did. Who wants to throw themselves out like that? But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And so many amazing people. So reach out too. Also, you guys can be found on Instagram.
Yeah, so all the stuff, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We have a website, we're on Morph Market, all the things.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been using Morph Market?
I would say a little over a year.
For selling?
No, not a little over a year. I forget what month we're in now.
For selling, maybe about a year? Maybe a little longer? I don't remember, honestly.
It's about as long as I've been using it, actually. I've only been using it for going on a year.
I've been on it longer than that as just a buyer, but yeah, not that long for selling.
Right. But what do you think? I mean, this is kind of a crappy year to pick it off of. I understand that, but what do you think about the system, how it's set up? Do you feel secure? Do you think your customers feel secure? Do you think there's a better way?
I think the rating system that they added helps a lot. I think pre-rating system, it was really hard to feel secure buying from people. You know, you just kind of had to go by word of mouth, check out their website kind of deal. So I think the rating system that they implemented this year was a big, big help. I wish it was a little more seller friendly. I wish there were more things you could do as a seller, right? Like if you want to do a sale, you can't do I want to put all my animals on sale for 20% off or something for like the holidays, right?
Oh,
we
God,
put out a video, but and of course you can go through and re-upload all your animals or rechange all the prices, but people don't see that it's a sale. Then they just see the animal at a new price, and then they're like, "Hey, are you doing a sale?"
You could stick on there with 20% off sale, and it just puts it on all your product just by the click of a button, just by like next to available or hold or whatever, just one of those buttons down there. That would be an awesome idea.
Yeah, listen, so that would be nice. I'm very torn on the idea of auctioning off animals, but I can see that there's a lot of people that are doing it, and there's not a really good platform for it. I don't know if we would ever auction animals, but I do feel like it's such a big thing in our community. There should be a good platform to do it on safely and securely, and that just doesn't exist. And I don't know if that's something Morph Market should take on, but I think it would be nice if somebody took that on.
Yeah, actually, that's another good idea. You see why I watch these people?
Yeah.
Good
I was gonna
ideas.
Are you gonna start that? Are you gonna start that?
I am.
Programming?
I'm not. There you go. If anybody needs an idea to make a whole bunch of money,
I forget what I'm saying all the time, but I do write stuff down. So,
there's some other features about Morph Market that I wish were a little nicer, like their upload feature. When you re-upload a list of animals, it overwrites all your animals that you have on hold. Would be really simple for it just to keep your hold so that you know which animals are on hold. So there's a lot of like duplicated work effort that I think they could really, if they were more in tune with their sellers, I think they could get feedback really quick about what are the pain points for people trying to sell on that platform that would make their life a lot easier. And I think they would get a lot more sellers on there now.
no, I think that's brilliant, and I think that's probably not too hard to obtain. I mean, now that they charge people to post and things like that, which they didn't at first, they've really done a lot of work to the site. But I think everything you said is totally valid, and I agree. Matter of fact, some of that I didn't even think of at all. But boy, that would help out a ton. I mean,
yeah.
It would help out a ton. And another thing that I would like to have changed is where you leave the feedback. There seems that people miss that email. You know how when as soon as I check out a snake, they send me an email saying, hey, rate that person. I just was looking at their stuff. And you seem to lose that email, but that is the email that you can leave your little review on how you dealt with that seller,
So
and I wish they made that better. Or have a back door to go to it. Like, so somebody's asked me, how can I get to it? I don't have no link to give them to go and say,
Yeah.
free tip to make your life a little easier. So we had to work through that same problem too. Put your animal, when you first sell your animal, rather than marking it as sold, put it on hold. Don't mark it as sold yet, just put it on hold. Wait till they get it. Wait till they're able to confirm it arrived. Then mark it as sold. Then they get the review email after they've actually got the animal, instead of getting the review email before you've even shipped it out.
right on. Nice. Well, I've actually been I just wrote up a thing that I just have as a stationary thing where I remind people to read my terms and conditions before they purchase and all that stuff, blah blah blah. That's part of what I put in there, is that to be aware of this email, to reference this email, to leave a review if they're happy with it. But I like your way a lot better. I think that's just the way to do it. So that's where I'm going to do it from now on. So we're good advice, people. You see, I bring cool people on because they know cool stuff and they think of cool stuff.
This is what so you actually get your review email when you're supposed to. Another thing that Morph Market could easily fix, but there's ways around it. You just got to be creative with the system.
So I wonder if John, I think that's his name, if John just sat back and said, oh, wow, I'm making a little bit of money. I don't have to really do a whole lot. This thing kind of takes care of itself. But I think maybe a few email suggestions, a nice suggestion box, huh? I guess that would be another nice little thing for them to have on there, little suggestion box.
They do have an email address you can email suggestions, which I have occasionally.
Yeah, they don't go. I they don't go very far. So
yeah, I haven't seen a lot of help from those, but there's definitely been, like, there's other things that don't work. Like for bananas, there is a female maker and a male maker tag that's built in the Morph Market. But if you use the upload system and you put female maker, it just throws off the whole system because it sees the word female and it assumes that that's the sex and not trying to do the female,
right.
even if you put female maker. So that
they
throws
should have
off.
a way to put that, to label that.
You can't put POS for codoms. Some codoms are really hard to identify. Like yellow belly is a great example. How many times have people had POS yellow belly that you want to list up as POS yellow belly, but there's no tag for it, so you can't tag it. You just got to put it in the description and put it in the title. Hopefully, notice it's there.
Well, I think it does have a long way to go. I think it's come a long way as well, and I, for one, I like it. I think it's a very nice, safe place for people a safer place for people to go and buy reptiles. I think it's an amazing tool for us to have because we don't have a lot of tools out there as reptile keepers and breeders. They really try to disarm us in a lot of situations. So it's really nice to have this tool. I love the calculator. I love all the things it does have, but I think you have some really valid points that I think that would be fairly easy to implement as well. I don't think any of that would be difficult to put together at all.
With everything I said, I still love the tool. Don't get me wrong. I just think there's like you said, there's a lot of easy things I think they could fix that would relieve a lot of the pain points of trying to use the software. But I still think it's a fantastic tool. We use it because we like it.
Yeah, we'll have to get a nice chain letter going with all the breeders that use it. Just everybody at mass at once. Everybody's email is the same, and they get it all at once. You know, they're just spammed with it. Well, that's awesome. So,
Well, yeah, the inbox.
yeah.
Hopefully it makes a
Yeah,
difference.
exactly. Hey, buddy.
Had to check out and see what time it was. So yeah, my wife is actually going into work early tonight. So my son, who just got his license, is not driving the Snow Beast, which is the truck I prefer him to drive. But because I had a live and my wife had to go in early, I didn't take the Snow Beast up here halfway through. So my son is driving the truck, the new truck, to his girlfriend's house, which is halfway between here and our house. And then he's going to pick up my wife and bring her to work and then come back here. So this whole time I've had that on my mind. And, you know, he drives like his mom, then there's already a dead deer out there.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's man. How many cars have you totaled to deer now? 2, 3.
We totaled 2, but we've hit 5. Not we, she. Sorry.
Okay.
I can say that. I'm not trying to be rude either, but I'm like, I don't hit 5 deer because I know to do 45 in the backwoods when I'm going middle of the night. She doesn't get it. She's like, I ain't gonna get ahead of me 75. Whoa. I couldn't
Well,
imagine.
I'll still see the eyes reflecting, and I just keep going.
Keep
I'm
going.
terrible.
Yeah,
I
I
shouldn't
think
probably.
that-
admit-
I think it might be slightly different. She's like the 45-mile-an-hour driver hitting all the deer, and I'm the one that's 70 at night, just zooming down the roads and just super lucky.
No, I watch. Like I was telling my son on the way here, I was just like, you know, every time I leave the house, every time you drive with me, every night since you've been born, you drive with me, and we've been around. I'm constantly watching every single thing, every twig and every tree, watching what's going on because I know something's gonna try and kill us, and I want you to know that stuff's wanting to kill you too, and it wants to kill you more because you're young and
Very
dumb.
true.
So I'm trying to scare him into thinking to pay attention.
You know, it's interesting you say that because we both have our own motorcycles, and one thing that you learn when you're riding a motorcycle is treat like everything is going to kill you because it could.
Well, and
And
exactly.
you would think that I would drive better in a vehicle because of that. But
And it's like the same thing with the motorcycle. You don't take the same way home all the time. Always try and change up your way. That way you don't come complacent to your route. And you know, oh, well, I've never had an issue at that intersection before, so I don't think about it as much anymore. Yeah, a motorcycle rider my whole life. I definitely miss it. It's been a couple of years now. I had to sell everything off when we moved up here. I wasn't sure what we were getting into. Still not 6 years in.
It happens. I sold all of mine at one point, and then just recently bought a new one. So
Nice.
to
Nice.
have.
Oh, I've had a lot of bikes, but my most recent one was the GSXR 750. Yeah, God, I miss that bike. I have a picture of it somewhere, but I don't know. Oh, it's hanging up.
I will say I do drive safer when I'm on my motorcycle than I do in a car. So
I don't. Now, I've crashed my bike a million times. I actually rebuilt this. I got a bunch of pictures of it too. Let's see. I don't know if I can even get it in there.
yeah, that's pretty
That is after the rebuild because I can tell by the tail over there. It doesn't have the 750 on it. But
I don't have any pictures of my old bikes around.
yeah, I got a bunch of bikes, mainly dirt bikes. Mostly, I love dirt bikes, but road bikes, everything. I've always been on 2 wheels. I miss it like crazy, and I'm much more reckless on a bike than I am in a vehicle. In a vehicle, I'm usually with somebody, and whenever somebody's with me, no matter who it is, I'm like really cautious. My wife picks on me because you know I'm really cautious about everything, cruise control and blah blah blah. But I'm alive. I haven't hit no deer. The insurance people like me, and they're not a big fan of hers. So, you know.
I understand that.
Yeah, now it's like, well, we're insure you, but Jason has to be on it as well. Type of situation. No, they've been really. They just messed with
I think my rates might have went up for some reason.
What's wrong? Did you get a twitch? Oh, dude, you got your Oh,
For some reason. Not sure why.
too funny. You're funny. Oh man. Well, like I said, I do appreciate it. I wanted to find out real quick. I don't know how many people I can get on here, but Chris Iron Dog, did you want to jump on here and say a few words about your Christmas special? As well as Wally, if you're still in here, because I do want to get you guys out there and let people know, and you can kind of give them a little sum up of what's happening. I didn't read any of the comments. I promise everybody I will go back and I will go through your all's comments and stuff. If somebody left a super chat, I'm really sorry. I'm bad at this. Kids ain't with me tonight.
I'm going to blame Holly on not reading our comments because I put her in charge of it and she hasn't been doing it either. So I'm going to blame her. I'm not taking blame for that one.
You know, I want to ask you about that. Do you guys get treated as a single person?
You in the hobby or just in general?
Yeah, like just when people would talk to you or when they comment back to you. Like I always try to make it a point, like to recognize both of the people. Like excuse me, like Todd. Okay, next week is fine, Wally. You're not set up in the garage with the rats or whatever excuses, Chris, you turd. No. He's got these excuses. And then I forgot where I was talking about again. You see, this is how it works.
How do we get picked as one person or kind of pegged as one person?
Yeah, when comments, because I always try to, like with Todd and his wife, I always try to I call them a team a lot. You probably noticed that in your comments that I say Exquisite Exotics team. I was just curious, do people single you out? Do they think you, Daryl, are Exquisite Exotics, or do they think you, Holly, are Exquisite Exotics?
So I'd say when it comes to people reaching out to us or leaving comments or stuff, it's probably 80-20. 80% of us probably look at it as a team, and 20% of them probably look at it as me. And I don't think I've ever seen a comment straight to Holly, which really sucks because I'll be honest, Exquisite Exotics and the work that goes into it is probably more like 60% Holly and 40% Daryl. I tend to be the talkative ones in the videos, but when it comes to the actual work and behind the scenes stuff, she does a lot of it. And at some point, if it ever becomes where we are running it as a small business, it's going to be like 90% Holly, 10% Daryl.
Well,
so,
not to be encouraging, man, but I know she knows her stuff. Like same thing as you when she's talking about it. It's funny when she's talking about I understand it. When you're talking about your stuff, I understand it. And I'm not a crested gecko guy or a gecko guy, at all. Like I know nothing about them. I don't know temperatures. I don't know nothing about them. But you could tell that you both do. And I was curious about that because I know a lot of husband and wife teams. It's a lot of that way. A lot of people talk directly to the male, and I always go out of my way, try not to do that because, like I said, and Holly, you should be really taking over the channel if you want to kind of get somewhere with this. That it's easier to listen to a female tell you about these things. It's comforting, especially to people that are new to the hobby. It's very comforting, and I know it's a chauvinistic thought, but listen, that's just the way people think. They're like, oh, a woman in the hobby, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? It's a lot more exciting than a guy being in the hobby for one. It's also for the younger people, it's like, oh, well, listen, she's handling these things without a care in the world. It's not because she's some weightlifter or crazy, biker. She's just a chick that's hanging out with snakes. I can just be a regular person hanging out with snakes too, and I see that a lot. So I always try to make it a point to say something and call them a team or use the people's names. Now, you don't spell your name Daryl the way I spell my middle name Daryl at all either. So
I think we're different. How do you spell yours?
It's Darryl.
Oh no, geez, that's totally wrong.
I hate it. It's my uncle spells his shit the same way.
It's totally Darrell, like Daryl Green.
That's the way it should be. I agree, man. I agree.
The only way to spell. In fairness, I am a junior, so it's also the way my dad spells his name. So I'm a little biased.
Well, maybe on a first name you would spell it that way, and because mine's a middle name, that I don't know. I'm just making excuses. I got the dumb way. So next week I'm going to try and have Wally on from Supreme Gecko, and he's going to talk about some of the stuff that he's doing, what he's got going on. Wally, if you want anything you got going on, man, I'll promote, that. Same thing with Iron Dog. Same thing with all of you out there. If you all are involved with something, let me know. For sure. Now, I got a question. I know some people of mine are waiting for snakes, and the shipping has not been very easy because it's been so dang cold out, and shipping has been very scary dealing with the whole Black Friday as well as holiday shopping and stuff. So please, everybody, don't ship right now. And I know a lot of people are wanting to see their snakes, and I'm glad that I have really awesome customers who've been cool. That said, do I have any customers in chat right now? I know a lot of them been checking out my channel and stuff lately, and if they are, I don't have a problem showing you maybe a snake you've been looking at. Daryl Holly, if you don't mind entertaining me with this for a few minutes, just because you know how it is. Some people might be waiting for a while. And I see some names in there that I'm not familiar with. So, so Frank, what snake is it, Frank? Are you looking at the male bell? If you are, he's all dirty and getting in the shed. And I hate the dead air. That's another thing. I hate dead air. I think one big thing that I could tell people about doing live streams is try not to get any dead air in there. It's so bad. And that's why I'm really bad at reading comments, because for me to look over here and just go read this comment and then
you zone out to it.
And then turn around and address it is very, very difficult. And it's kind of rude, but then it's rude not reading people's comments. But just understand that I have to wait like 24 hours before I can see these dang comments again. And then I patiently wait this 24 hours like it's Christmas to go through everybody's comments. So painful. I need my kids here.
I put Holly in charge of the comments, but yet I'm looking down at the phone and I happen to notice a comment to us. And yes, Supreme Geckos, at any time that you want to talk Crested Geckos, you just let us know.
Yeah, I feel bad with Supreme Geckos. Wally has reached out to me many times when my son first got a couple geckos. And I think he was reaching out to be like, hey, if your son's interested in it, like, I'll hook you up. I have some knowledge. And he does. Like the guys, as you all know. And I wasn't like putting them up, but I'm like, look, I don't know about geckos. Every single time a pet comes to my house, it's just another pet that I have to take care of. So I'm not trying to add any more pets. Stop entertaining my kids with all these things, because I've already feed everything. My wife, she will get it. I come home and I'm tired. 12-hour day or whatever. She's like, what are you doing over there? You're playing with pets. And I'm like, yeah, but I worked all week long and I'm doing this over here. It gets you tired. My kids are slacking too.
Along with the reptile business, we here in our living room, which is where we're sitting now, we have 3 poison dart frogs, and I'm sitting there sitting around working around reptiles all the time. But I will still sit here for like hours and watch the dart frogs in our vivarium. Still,
I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
Every time they jump onto the glass, frog belly, he yells it across the house.
No, listen, right now there's no, you can't lie to me right now. I'll guarantee you, Daryl has a collection of some sort of toy, guaranteed. I don't know if it's Voltron. I don't know if
it's got way too many hobbies.
I am a self-proclaimed person who collects hobbies, so my hobby is collecting hobbies. So that's
why. I wish that was my life.
I have two hobbies.
Check out my friend.
Ever needs a hobby, I will gladly give you one of mine.
Yeah, some of them.
I can imagine, because it's those it's the engineering mind that they don't rest. You know what I mean? And I know all my friends they're in that type of field, that type of thing. They're the ones that don't rest. They're constantly, something's going. They're always and they're surprised that you don't know nothing about it. When they're talking, you're like, yeah, I had no idea or what that even is. Like, what do you mean you don't know what a brony is? No.
Jason, I feel like you're outing me here. This is getting personal now.
No, it's too funny.
It's so true. I'm on from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. It's a curse. Yeah.
Now, your family are all great. They love the reptiles. Your moms can't wait to come over.
You know what? So, my mom asks questions, but I don't think she listens, because she still says poisonous. And so I'm like, okay. And then your one brother is just like, nope, I'm out.
My dad's terrified of snakes. He will not go into our reptile room.
Mm-mm.
Terrified of snakes. Absolutely, like, completely terrified of them. Refuses to go in the room.
Now, see, my mom, I don't know. I don't think she's ever been afraid. We're city kids. You were born in a city. Definitely the minority in the city. Not we definitely we didn't live in the part of Queens where my Uncle Vince and them lived. I know that. But we were in a pretty rough area our whole lives. But my mom's always been tough. She's never been afraid of anything. She'd see a snake and let me take a picture with this snake. And we're sitting there at the beach one day, and we're Boca Grande, lots of hammerhead, lots of tarpon, lots of dolphin, and we see dolphins out there swimming. And then behind the dolphins, a little while later, we could see hammerheads coming up and right close to shore. She's thinking they're dolphins. She's running out there screaming, making all embarrassing. A teenager at the beach with my mom, embarrassing the crap out of me, screaming, waving her hands, running down in the water, jumping in, trying to go chase the shark down. People are yelling at her, "That's a shark!" Yeah, my mom's not afraid of nothing. She can't do anything. But that's all I really got is my mom, though. So I don't know. My stepfather, I don't think he's too afraid. I'm lucky with that, but they don't come over anyway. My mother-in-law, father-in-law, they ain't afraid of that stuff either.
Yeah, that's always good.
Than I was. When I was a kid, I was afraid of snakes and spiders and all that stuff until I learned about them, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm good." Spiders took me a little longer than snakes.
I'm still terrified of spiders to this
No,
day.
I'm good with them. I'm totally good with them. I was petrified. I mean, the tiniest little spider that there's the teeth, there's no way it can even possibly hurt you, and that was not reason enough for me. I wasn't listening. In my bed or around my bed, there's a month that I can't go in that place or sleep down on the couch, which probably had twice as many freaking spiders in it. But
I think it's personally, I think it's completely reasonable if you find a spider in your house to just burn down your entire house. I think it's a reasonable thing to do.
I'll leave you with a nice story. I was in Florida. We have the huntsman spider, really big.
Mm-hmm.
It's the spider you see on all the videos where they go to try and put a cup over it and it jumps. That's the spider. And they're pretty timid spiders. They're not really aggressive or anything like that. I don't know if I've ever been bit by one. I don't think so. But I remember sleeping one night and something come across my face, and I woke up to feeling that, and I did that slap deal. And as soon as I slapped it, I felt. I cupped something. I wasn't expecting to cup anything. I thought I was gonna brush something away, like a hair or something, and I cupped something, and I was like, "Whoa!" Threw the light on. Not only was it one of these giant spiders, but it had millions of little babies all over it. So now all these little babies are all over me, all over my face. My wife's sitting next to me, and I can see him. She's sleeping. I can see him all around her back and stuff. And I'm like, "Holy crap! I can't wake her up right now. This would be really bad if I woke her up. I got to try and do this." So let me just say, shot back to the rescue. She thought I was a prank. But I really just vacuumed up spiders off her.
It's funny. I was going to say, I'm not really the one that's afraid of spiders or anything. I mean, I'd be willing to, hold tarantulas and stuff. He's not. But I don't know. I feel like you just visited hell and then came back with that.
It wasn't a fun thing to wake up to, and I didn't want to alert. I'm glad I was thinking well enough not to alert Gloria, because if I would have yelled and whoa, freaked out, she would have woke up and it would have been worse. She would have been slapping me to death with spiders on me. Once she noticed spiders were on her, she would have been slapping herself to death. It would have been horrible. So I'm glad I kept together, but I wasn't a fan of spiders, and then I started really looking into it, and they're not so bad. Not the ones up here anyway. And I did on the Coos, which it's not proven, but there's a rock quarry next to my house in Florida, and 3 of the guys that worked there got bit by a brown recluse over like a 6-month time. And the person 2 houses down from me got bit in the leg. And then a few weeks after that, got a bite in my cheek. And anybody in that area were told, got a notice, go get checked out if you get any weird bites because there's a thing going on. Mm-hmm. Well, pictures are shown on the news or holes in people's legs, and I'm going, that's in my face. This is in my face. I'm like, this is going to happen in my face. Luckily, it did not happen in my face. But the doctor said that there's still a good chance that that's what it was, that some people take it worse than others. Those things are nasty. But that's the only spider we really have to worry about up here. Even the black widows are out of juice these days, it seems. Remember when they were really scary and they're supposed to kill everybody within seconds? That didn't end up being so true.
Yeah, no. I mean, they're around here. I don't think I've ever actually seen one around the house.
Yeah, not very often.
We do get a lot of wolf spiders here, lots of wolf spiders. They're just like, I guess, little mini
They're
tarantulas.
cool, and they're harmless too. They
Very-
really pretty much leave you alone.
I mean, you say harmless, I say heart attack. So, I mean, if I have a heart attack, that's not harmless.
Well, but
You know,
they,
I guess for you, it's not at all. It's
they're in
not.
abundance, but they do leave us alone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
they
look,
come back.
I'm really glad that you all joined this evening, and I know that your schedule is kind of wacky and crazy, and my times are way worse than your all's times, and it's much later there for you. So I do appreciate you all jumping in here. Please continue to make videos, letting people know, and I'm going to do the same. And every video I make from here until then, I'll let people know to go over there and check out your channel. Again, everybody, we're going to have a lot of really awesome stuff doing these giveaways. There's a lot of cool stuff. And the only thing that you got to do is subscribe to these channels. And while you're at it, it wouldn't hurt to subscribe to the people in the chat as well. I can vouch for almost all of them. Chris is all right sometimes when he's not kicking nuns and children. He's an all right guy. But and don't loan him money. But other than that, he's a good dude. But the rest of the people are really awesome people, and feel free to subscribe to them as well. Gypsy girl, what's going on? Your mom was terrified of snakes until she met my yellow belly. Oh, that's awesome. See, so I'll tell you, you got to change one person at a time. What are you guys reading right now? You guys see comments in there? See anything good?
Yep, trying to see.
And Frank, I see if you're still in here, please tell me what snake it is you wanted to see. If there's anybody in there who wants to see a snake, let me know what snake it is. Except for one of the nasty ones, you crazies.
Yeah, and I'll reiterate what you just said. Make sure you subscribe to everybody who's joining the giveaways, because, you know, listen, yeah, we're giving away a snake. That's great and all, but anybody who's donating anything, that's fantastic that you're trying to help, you know, promote the community. You're doing something for this giveaway, Christmas giveaway thing. Everybody deserves the extra subscribers from it, no matter what you're giving away. So thank you to everybody who's donating everything, anything at all. T-shirt, sticker, it doesn't matter what it is. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well said too. And it's true. And even the people that have, you know, it's because of the stuff like these, the super chats that I get on these things. And, you know, they're a little here and there and stuff, but that stuff adds up. And it's because of those things that I'm able to kind of continue on doing. And again, I still got a house full of kids that I'm trying to get out the house as quickly as possible. My God. You can't feed them. If it was a female ball python, I would just jam food down their throat and get them out the door. They cost you so much time. And stick the reptiles, people. Children are so overrated. No, they're all right. They got their place in this world. And as long as it's 20, 30 feet away from me, I'm fine with it. But yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and I'm really glad that you all are able to do this with me as well, because I find it a real big honor to be able to jump on here and be able to call you all friends. I've been watching you all for I don't even know how long. I don't even know when I first found your channel. It's been a while. I've been a subscriber. Now, you guys got to work on your consistency, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it happened. Our
if
schedule.
she's doing 80%, you told us the whole dang video about how she's doing 80% of everything. She does everything. It's all her. And you're putting her on a pedestal, which you should, because a good husband does that. But that just leaves the door open for you to do a little bit more on the video work there, Daryl. So please, because I think you guys have way more to offer than some of these people. And I'm not dogging anybody, because anybody trying to put a good word for reptiles out there is a saint to me. But I think you have so much more to offer than some of these big channels out there that are just kind of showing some flash. I love the flash, but I like to hear about that flash, and I like to want to know why, and I like to feel like I'm trusting what I'm hearing from the person, and that's what I get from you guys. So thank you for allowing me to be part of what you guys are doing too, you know, and I hope to see you guys grow. I think you get your consistency going. Pick a couple of days or whatever. Daryl, say you put all the weight on her, man. You should have done that, because now we're all gonna look at you. You should do a little bit of that, and you know, everything's a video. Maybe take one night out of the week that you guys can go and do a live. That would be a real help for your channel as well. And again, I think that would be a bigger bonus for all of us. Listen, everybody, these people have a wealth of knowledge. I don't sugarcoat stuff, and I don't fluff people's ass. When I find people that I like and that I trust, I speak about them, and that's what I'm doing. So definitely check them out and force them to make some more videos. And anything's a video. So don't ask people, what topic should I do? I'm not asking nobody what topic I should do. I'm putting out there what I'm putting out there. And that's what I think you all should do, because it's going to be better than what I'm putting out there. Listen to these people. So do more so you can be out there and people can subscribe. I can't stand that. You guys have never done this, and I'm grateful, but I have a lot of people that call me up and they say, look what I did a giveaway, and how come I don't got 1,000 subscribers? Well, I don't know, man. I spent 3 years at 150 subscribers. 3 years at 150 subscribers. So I don't have those answers for you. But I do know consistency and being part of this community has helped me out a ton. So do videos.
Thank you for your comments, Jason. You're so sweet.
More videos. Just a few more.
No,
One more
absolutely.
video.
You know what? I think we probably do use it as an excuse sometimes, but we do both work full-time jobs outside of that are, I mean, definitely his is very demanding.
Hold on, I'm trying to find my crybaby pills.
I know. So I think that, I think that it's
No,
just.
I understand that.
Yeah, and there's not really, I don't want to say that is an excuse, because it's not.
Well,
Because
maybe you could tease us with a once a month live. Maybe you could tease us with a once a month live. Sit back with a glass of wine or something and just jump on here and talk to us. I just think it'd be fun. Come on, Daryl, look how uneasy he is.
A Manhattan, perhaps?
I think it would be a good deal for you. I think it would benefit a lot of us. So I think you should do at least one live a month.
Holly should definitely do one live a month. I think so.
Nobody wants to hear me just
Everybody
talk about
wants
nothing
to hear how I talk.
because I'll talk
Well,
about
honestly, Holly, and again, this is, I didn't make the way things are in a chauvinist world, but females just do a lot better. Like I've told my wife a million times, can I just put your cleavage in my damn thumbnail once? If one time?
We're ever going to start shows, she needs to wear like a low-cut shirt.
Yeah, look, do it for him. I'm trying to get my wife to just do it for Daryl, please, because I wish my wife would. I've been telling her, let me just get a little skin. I was going to do the fold, a close-up of a fold of my arm or something, and try and get something out there. But yeah, females do great in that because there's a lot of guys out there that really, and who cares? You know what I mean? If you're going to get somebody to jump on your video, take the view. You know what I mean? You don't have to reply to their disgusting comments, but I know that is definitely helps, and it don't even matter who you are. It really doesn't. I swear, I watch these female channels. They start out yesterday, and tomorrow they're giving me advice on how to run my channel.
It's true. Sometimes the female channel go from like 10 subscribers to like 4,000, and I'm like, how did that happen this week? What
happened? I seen that happen to a couple people in the community on their channel as well as their Facebook and stuff, and all. I mean, just 200 and something people, and then the next day 7,000 people. Dude, you're getting monetized? What?
Crazy.
I was convinced that you could buy subs or you could buy likes or something. I was like, there has to be some program or something but no, it's people just are able to post something at the right time in the right place, and the right person sees it, and boom. Yeah. Just like that 169 pastel pie ball that I produced there that had the 69 emoji on it. Posted it on my Instagram. Miguel said, hey, can I share that picture? I was like, yeah, go ahead. I went to bed. I woke up with 2,500 friend requests on my Instagram, and I don't even accept them on my Instagram because I don't understand Instagram yet, but I did on my Facebook. So I went from like 200 subscribers. So I think I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers on our friends on my Facebook now. Don't know any of them. I think half of them are crazy. I don't know. Don't even ladies eating rats out of the, I don't know. Weird people from, and it's not weird. I don't want to say anything because this is how it is in their countries, but they do some weird stuff over in these countries, and they're on my friends list. Just saying.
Miguel's he's such a down to earth guy. If you ever meet him, we met him at Tinley a couple times. Such a down to earth guy.
I met him.
Super.
I was there when he first started. And I'm not saying this like in any sort of way, but he called me a lot. I get called a lot. I mean, matter of fact, if you go back and watch his first, I would say maybe 100 something videos, his first couple hundred subscribers, I think he mentions me in almost every single video, and that's the way it was for a real long time. And then overnight, he figured it out, and he had a way of doing it as well, because he's not a stupid person. He's a very smart, business-minded person, and a nice person. He, just like you said, he really is a nice person. I know a lot of people they think, oh, well, he bought himself into a situation. Well, he's learning this the whole time. He didn't just, the money helped him get where he's going with this, but his personality and his drive and stuff is actually what got him there. So I know people hate on him, and that's fine. They call him like a YouTube breeder, and they call him like a social media, breeder or whatever, but he's really a lot more than that. He's done a lot for people that he's never even said, very quiet and hush hush type of thing. So for me, and he dropped me like a hot topic, that was nothing, man. As soon as Brian B come around and all that, you were disappeared. And there was no hard feelings at all. I mean, we did all those auctions and all those for raising money for all those charities together, and you guys are around for all that too. You guys been around for a long time with that, and we did all those things, and I'm grateful for the experience I had with him.
Yeah, I think we were subscribed to him at like 400 subscribers. We won his like 750-ish subscriber giveaway. We actually
I
won
wanted a 200 subscriber, but I was in his top 25 or his first 25 subscribers, or I don't know what it was. He says his first 10, but I think it was like 25 subscribers, if I'm being honest. And he was buying every snake off of Craigslist that you could find. He was calling me up, and I would tell him every time, I don't know, man, I've never bought a snake from Craigslist. I don't know, and he's like, well, where do you buy snakes? And I'm like, well, there's these reptile shows, and, there's, and Morph Market wasn't necessarily a real thing at that time either. It was just kind of starting out. And I didn't know much about it at the time, but,
that's back when IDR was super busy too. And I haven't heard anything from IDR hardly at all.
No. And that's, no, I don't hear too much from Logan and Dave. I got their number. I chat with them every now and then, a couple weeks ago. Spoke to Logan. They're doing good, and they're doing what they want to do, that's what I think is important. They're just doing what they want to do. I know people are like, well, what happened to them? They still have snakes and stuff and things. It's still part of a plan, It's just the social media end of it. You don't have time for with the college and the schooling and the girlfriend really and the dog,
I understand. It happens.
He's still a really young guy too. He's a very young kid still. I mean, he's just a young one.
Yeah, we met them at a Tinley, a couple Tinleys, I think. More than
No, didn't. Well, how come I didn't meet you at Tinley? Didn't I meet you guys? When I was at that Tinley.
We have yet to meet at a Tinley. I think we've crossed paths, but never realized that we're both the same Tinley.
We have
there.
a picture of us with KB, and in the background is Gershon.
And we were looking for
GP Snake. We were looking for him the whole time.
We were looking for Gershon all weekend. Gershon from GP Snakes all weekend.
GP Snakes. Listen, great channel. Go subscribe. I don't have his channel on me right now, but yeah, he's a great dude, and he's so
I love
fun.
watching his videos. He's literally right here. He goes, hey, he was on our Instagram. He goes, hey, that's me in the background.
Yeah, we were looking for him all weekend.
No
all weekend. We even text each other. We're like, hey, we got to find each other. He's in the background of one of our pictures. Totally missed him walking by.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay, I want to recap to that. Yeah. Females do well, man. Like I said, females do really well. And listen, work with what you got. You know what I mean? You got to work with that. That's what I say. I hate to be like that. It's not the way I like to be. I wish I could talk my wife into showing some. Get over here and be like, people, and I would without a doubt, because I see a lot of people doing it for kind of crabby channels, Like, how about the guy that all he's doing is showing you his truck, but he keeps showing you. Speaking of trucks, there's my son in the truck right now. Looks like it's all together still.
Good.
Yeah. He pulled up too close though. All right, well, I got to get out of here anyway. But anyway, yeah, females in the hobby, I think, is the best. I think people listen to him the most. So you need to get on there and be maybe doing a little bit more Holly in the verbal deal. Make him set it all up. Make him come up with the idea. Make him feed your fire on the topic. It's locked. I locked the door. Gotta let my son in. Hold on. It's cold here in the UP. Did you hit any deer? Nope. See any deer? Nope. Yeah, no deer. You didn't see any deer.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Well, I do got to end this though. I want to get him back. He's got class in the morning from home, which is a nightmare. When are they gonna start sending me a check for school and kids?
I don't know. It's tough around here. Like, well, I mean, we don't have kids, but I work with a bunch
It's
of
not
people.
tough for us.
No, but I'm saying like I work with a bunch of people who have young kids, like elementary school kids, and they talk about how tough it is to be like bouncing back and forth between work.
It's a night.
Because our office is shut down, so work from home, kid in the other room. They hear their kid in the other room. They got to shut the door. They got to get on a call for this.
Well, their
like,
kids online on school as well, talking and stuff, and you're interrupting their class and they're talking and crap as well. And to get my kids up to go to school took years. To get them up to get online at their house, I think it's going to take years.
Yeah,
It's a different thing, I guess. They're not feeling. It's really hard. This one's the worst. Come here, stick your head in here. I want everybody type shame in the comments. Stick your head in here till you see it. Shame. Shame. He's being the hard one. He won't get out of bed.
hey, I don't want to get out of bed either. Not that I'm encouraging that. I tend to want to lay in bed too.
He did today because the last 2 days I wouldn't let him go drive the truck with his new license because he wouldn't get up and do his schooling. So yesterday he was like, 20 minutes late, waking up, and the school's calling me and harassing me about where's the kid at. I'm like, oh my God, man, leave me alone. And I had to hang up with them and wake him up. So he was up 20 minutes late. I told him, no, you can't take the vehicle. It's the deal. I'm true to my word. So this morning he gets all up. He's all sitting up instead of laying in his bed with his covers and his laptop up. He's so silly. He keeps it facing so I can see the screen, and the thing's black, and he's over there sleeping, but he thinks that I'm going to walk by and see that it's up. You should face the other way.
And then you can see me.
It'd be easier to, I can tell the glowing screen if I don't see, that's the sign. I don't really look at you too hard when I walk by. Anyway, get out of here. This is my life. Shoo! Be gone with you. Did you bring me anything good?
I ordered a pizza.
He ordered a pizza. He's forgiven.
Hey, anybody who brings pizza is a winner.
I can't eat it. He knows it. He hates it.
Oh. Fail.
And I'm putting gas in the truck.
You have to put gas in the truck. You just used the ones the gas in the truck. I wanted you to put the gas in the truck before you came back.
I didn't have enough time.
I didn't want to get out. It's freezing. All right, everybody. Listen, thank you so much. Holly, Daryl, thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you so much for participating in this Christmas event. Again, be watching for next Thursday. We're going to talk more about it. Be watching for videos on their channel as well as my channel, as well as Iron Dog, as well as Justin on My Animal House. All those people, Wiley over there, all doing giveaways. You want to jump in on that? Go check out my video earlier today. Go check out their video from last Saturday. Keep up to date on stuff and win stuff, add stuff. When you win stuff, you feel good and you put the word out there and it helps. It really does. And that's why we're doing these things. It's building the community. We didn't have this 20 years ago. I'm telling you, we didn't. I wasn't deep in the game, but I was in the game and this wasn't here. And this is awesome to have cool people talking like this. Never happened. Nobody wanted to tell anybody nothing. So it's a lot of fun now that everybody gets along. And I think they understand it benefits me to do good and treat my animals right and care for them correctly, because you might get one day, and you want that to be in good condition. And this for if I got one from you. So it's best if we all work with each other. So keep working with each other, everybody. Anybody in there? Hey, Josh, sorry, Spartan Reptiles. Heather, hi, sorry. Everybody, Joel, hi. I'll catch your comments all later and tomorrow. Sorry, I'm bad at this. You're coming with me next time to read comments.
All right, I'll bring the guitar.
Don't bring the guitar. Nobody wants to hear that
I'll
crap.
bring the acoustic this time.
Great, he's gonna Willie Nelson us.
Thanks for having us on,
Thank
Jason.
you so much. And thanks for letting us participate too.
Yeah, so much fun. You guys are the best. All right, everybody, thank you so much. We're going to get out of here. It's been tons of fun. Make sure you like and subscribe, everybody. Share the stuff. If you see posts on Facebook, when you go to their channel, look down below in their description. They probably have links to all their different little places that you can go and check out. Same thing with my videos. Same thing with everybody else's videos. If you ain't got nothing else going on tonight, go jump on one of these channels that need some hours. I know Iron Dog Reptiles channel needs some hours so that he can get himself live. Go jump on there, play one of his what are they called? The playlist? Go play a playlist of his and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Get him some time. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. Love you all. See me. Bye. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.